Welcome back to Post-Match Thoughts with Omer. Hope you guys are doing well. Edition number 5 coming your way. Thanks as always for your interactions, your likes, your comments, and obviously all good stuff like that. Today, Millwall played Bristol City in the fourth round of the FA Cup, and what can only be described as a capitulation, should I say. Big words for Millwall fans, sorry. But we lost 3-0 at home to Bristol City, fourth round of the Cup. I kind of had hope going into today's game, especially after Wednesday night against Huddersfield. And I was really hopeful that, we could go into today's game and actually, see the kind of, the improvement that we saw from Wednesday, but continued on. I was expecting changes. I think we had 8 in total. And I think for that, you could see the kind of the disjointedness a little bit at the side. But then again, there was no new players in there, no new signings or anything along those lines. They're players that have been in and around the fold for most of the season. And you could just see the flaws in the majority of them, to be honest with you. And I think that's a topic that we'll talk about in our podcast in the coming week. I'm sure I'll be talking about it with Kai tonight when I speak to him to do with our show that comes out tomorrow. So if you haven't already, be sure to check out our podcasts. Also, we will have some announcements on there, so make sure you do check that out, including our next player interview and who will be on Tuesday this week. But yeah, I mean, back to the game. 8 changes. I think in goal it was Frank Fielding. We played 4-2-3-1 today. Back 4 was Marlon Romeo, Alex Pearce, Jake Cooper, and Shane Ferguson. Midfield pairing of Ryan Leonard and Ben Thompson. Something I was personally keen to see, not because I think it would be an improvement on obviously Ryan Woods and Leonard, for example, or Ryan Woods and Ben Thompson if it was a pairing. I just think I wait to see what the two of them could do together. I think in the first half we saw bits and bobs of that, but you could just kind of tell that obviously you need someone in there that's a bit more of a ball playing midfielder. And hopefully with Ryan Woods, he can hopefully pick up his form again. He played quite well on Wednesday. I thought he'd done the dirty things right, and he's obviously integral to Gary Rowett and obviously important for us going forward. In the front three, or three behind the striker, should I say, we had Bradshaw on the right, Troy Parrott behind, and then also on the left was Mason Bennett. Up front was Ken Sahor. So, 8 changes in total from Wednesday, like I mentioned. And I have to say, I think, on the left-hand side in particular, I was impressed with Mason Bennett in the first half. The game was more in our favour, I'd say. I think there's a few chances to stick out in the memory. Bennett was lively. I think in the first 10-15 minutes, he had an opportunity with his left foot, forced O'Leary into a save. I think we had 4 or 5 corners in the first half. We had many opportunities on goal. And I think ultimately for us, you could just see what the real lack of quality we have up front, especially to score our chances. I think half chances fell to the likes of Parrott. I remember the smart work from Bennett to win the ball back. Feeds down Ken Sahor on the left-hand side. Sahor is obviously chipped the ball back. Troy Parrott stays hit on the swivel, but you could say maybe he could have teed it off to Bradshaw to his right, but instead he goes for goal, and it's a tame effort. And I think O'Leary, whilst he's going to be probably credited with 5 or 6 saves today, there was no real top-draw saves from the goalkeeper that kind of stick in the memory. So we go 1-0 down. I think it's around half-hour mark. I will actually tell you, 31 minutes it was precisely. Juju, the striker, manages to kind of get through on goal. He's out on the left-hand side of the pitch of the box. And for whatever reason, Frank Fielding comes out for it and feels the need to right by the touchline, or the byline, should I say. And he actually brings the player down. So he tries to get the ball. I feel like he got a hand to it, but the ball didn't change direction. It was still going in the direction where the tackle was aiming it for. So in that sense, it was a penalty, and it was a careless decision from Frank Fielding. Someone obviously that played in the 3rd round against Bournemouth. 4th round, another opportunity for him to impress and kind of show his worth, so to speak. And I don't think he cut himself any glory today. He tried to make amends for the penalty save. Well, almost got there, shall I say. The striker who was fouled, I'm not going to pronounce his name. I'm sorry. The best I'm going to get is Diadu. If anyone can correct me on that, but feel free to do so. But he goes for the shot, places it bottom left corner. Fielding's right. Fielding stretches out to try and get there, and it's a well-placed shot, to be fair, and with a lot of pace behind it. And Fielding can't make the save, and it's 1-0 down at that point. The game goes on. Good pressure from us, I feel like. On the left-hand right-hand side especially, I thought Bradshaw looked bright. Bennett looked bright. Again, this is the real kind of problem we've got. These kind of players, especially Bradshaw, I thought he impressed me in the first half, but he didn't really do anything noteworthy to kind of, offer that opportunity to score a goal. He didn't score a goal when the opportunity came his way. So I think that's kind of what we're missing, that cutting edge up front. Someone that's going to be fierceless in front of goal, and when an opportunity comes to them, take it with open hands, basically. I think Bradshaw actually has a corner header off the line. I think it was in the 40th minute or so. He goes up for a header, gets there, and it's off the line, I think, from the Bristol City defender. And I think, it was a kind of a testament to the first half. I felt we were really unlucky to be 1-0 down, and I was quietly confident at half-time thinking, no changes need to be made. We're on top in this game. Bristol City are willing for us to attack them, and they're trying to play out from the back. We're pressing them high up the field. Sahor looked okay in the first half. Didn't see anything special from the front man, to be honest with you. And the same with Parrott. I think, I'm going to write him off a little bit now and kind of say I think I'm done with Troy Parrott. I think, we're giving him opportunities to play. He's playing a cup game today, albeit in the number 10 position. I think the problem is maybe he needs to play up front on his own, or be as part of the front two pairing. But I think what you're seeing from Parrott too often is he's too keen to make an impression. I think some point in the first half, he's tracking back and he gives a foul away right on the stroke of half time. And I think Fielding gets across to make the save from a free kick that resulted from that. But I think you can see through Parrott, like, he's really struggling at the moment. And I do feel sorry for the kid because this is it. He's 19 years old, keen to make an impression. He will go on to have a good career because obviously he's got a pedigree. But, you look at us compared to Tottenham. I'm not comparing us to Tottenham in any second or shape or form. But, he's playing in the side that are, zipping the ball around the pace of the Premier League. A team that plays football, albeit they get criticism for that in the Premier League as well compared to other teams. But if you put us and Tottenham together, it's chalk and cheese. And I think the style of play that we play just doesn't suit the forward. And that's no fault of his own. You can see he's trying, but I just don't think he's going to cut it out here at Millwall, which is unfortunate for him. I'm hoping I'm proved wrong. Don't get me wrong. This is just my opinion at this time of the season. He's played, 15 games for us, no goals. And you're looking at that and you're thinking, when is he going to return something for us? When is he going to spark into life? And you just see today, I don't think it's going to work out for him. He gets hooked off in the second half, around the 63-minute part. And you can see, obviously the game is kind of going against us at this point. I think we're already 2-0 down. It was Narky Wells with the free kick around the 56, 57-minute mark. And it's actually unfortunate for Bradshaw. I think he tries to get his head to it in the wall, albeit he shouldn't really kind of be standing up to that. And it should be going the opposite direction when he blocks the shot. It's a half-hearted block, unfortunately for him. Deflects in and goes 2-0 down. I think, obviously, like I said, the changes came. Parrott and Sahor came off and we had Berry and Smith come on. I think the pair of them will be wondering why they didn't start today, to be honest with you. And then as the game dragged on, it was huffing and puffing, really. No real moments of quality. I think, us Marlon Romeo in the second half in particular, I'm not going to scapegoat Romeo for that defeat today, but you can just see that the team kind of gave up towards the end of the game. Romeo's hitting balls kind of aimlessly, trying to beat the first man, fails to do so on a constant. And I have to say I was disappointed with Romeo today. I feel like he had a real opportunity to go out there and put pressure on Danny McNamara. I thought on Wednesday night when he came on against Huddersfield, 15, 20-minute spell, you saw that he was putting his heart on the line and trying to really impress the manager. Today, not a lot from him, to be honest with you. And that goes for the rest of the players. So I don't think it's Romeo's fault that we lost today. But, you can just tell performance levels across the board throughout the whole team were poor. We go 3-0 down, 71st minute. I think it's a mistake. I'm not quite sure how the ball falls its way to Semenyo, to be honest with you, from the top of my head. But there is Semenyo racing through on goal. You've got Cooper and Ferguson trying to get back, but they haven't got the pace to keep up with him. He's through on goal and he tucks it away to the right-hand side. Let Frank Fielding's left, and it's 3-0. From that point onwards, I've got nothing really else to add apart from Yuri Skalak coming on. I thought Gary Rowett wrote him off at the start of January. I think he was quoted in a South London Press article or London Online paper, should I say, whatever it is these days. And he's saying, players like Yuri Skalak have probably played their last game for Millwall. And today he comes on as a sub. I've got no idea what that's for. I think someone tweeted me online saying, why is it not a young player on the bench that could come on and play? George Alexander sticks in the mind straight away, for example, to try and make an impression up top. I'm asking the same questions, to be honest with you, and I don't really know. I think I think the problem is here, the consistency is not there. And albeit, we made 8 changes today, and I'm sure Gary Ratt's going to mention 8 changes, and that's probably why performance looked disjointed. I think first half we looks good, just no real quality up front to score the goals. And that's the real problem we've got in this side. Creativity, normally I'm critical of, but, I thought Bennett impressed me first half, I have to say. And I think, he's trying to get in the team, and I think you can see what he can offer. He's got pace, he works his heart out, and also you can see he's got a moment of quality on the ball. But ultimately, we just can't score goals. We really, really struggle to score goals. And if you're Matt Smith, 15 minutes to go, or half hour today, sorry, should I say, he comes on and he gets a couple of chances, a couple of moments, I think, where O'Leary kind of flapped it, the Bristol City goalkeeper. But ultimately, the real problem we will have is we haven't got the funds to be going spending 5, 6, 7 million pounds on a striker, and we just got to compete in other ways. And I do think, I'm looking at that 11 today, and I think about 8 or 9 of them I wouldn't want next season. I'm thinking of Fielding, gone. I'm thinking of Marlon Romeo next season, probably going to be gone, to be honest with you. I would like Romeo, I have to say it. I think he'll be a good competition between him and McNamara between the rest of the now and the rest of the season. But he's fallen off the boil this year, so hopefully he can rekindle that. He's probably only if I have with in the options I'm about to say to you. Alex Pearce gone. He looks a yard off the pace, and that's no fault of his own. Age is catching up with him, and you can just see that he's had a good career. He's played at a high level. I think Premier League, Republic of Ireland. But you just see that he's a yard off the pace. Championship football is just too fast for him, I think, at this stage. Cooper, obviously, you keep from the starting 11 today. Ryan Leonard's another one that I'd keep. I like Ryan Leonard. He's actually really grown on me as a Millwall fan. And I think, you can look at him and you see, he tries, but also he's got a bit of quality and he puts his foot in. He's not scared to put his foot in. And also you can just see he's trying to get a bit more from him, Gary Rowett. And I think that's something that, fair play to Lennon in that sense. I think, he's a player that has got a scapegoat under Harris especially, but I think for me at the moment, he's one of my standout performers of this season and probably a shout for player of the year come the end of the year. God knows where we'll end up come the end of the season at the moment. Thompson I would keep personally. I mean, we might be in League One next season, and I think Thompson will do well on that level. And then look at the front four: Bradshaw, Parrott, Bennett, Sahor. I think Bennett's the only one that from them four that stand out to me, to be honest with you. Sahor, you've got the quality there. You can see it. When he links up well, he picks players out, but I'm not sure if he's committed to Millwall at the minute, to be honest with you. He's extended his loan to the end of the season. I think, if you're Gary Rowett, you need to be channeling into him going, look, maybe you won't play for Millwall next season, but if you score 10 goals for us between now and the end of the season, you could be that player that gets a big money move to another championship club that's been relegated from the Premier League. So I'm not sure. I think hard one to take today. I feel like first half we was good, second half we capitulated, and that has to fall onto manager Gary Rowett for picking 8 changes today. And I think, it was an opportunity to try and get a home win, bring some more confidence. Wednesday or Tuesday, I don't know what day it is, sorry, we've got Watford, and it's not going to get any easier. Watford's going to be a tough game for us. They've obviously got a lot of quality in their squad. And I think for us, obviously the 8 players that missed out today will be back in the side, I imagine, on Tuesday. I think it is Tuesday. Someone say Tuesday. But a lot has to be said about, that performance today. And I think if you're Gary Rowett, you're saying in the media, I want to get a centre-half in this window. I think you need 3 or 4 players, to be honest with you, this window. We're linked with that midfielder from Birmingham. I'm not going to pronounce his name, but hopefully we get him in the door. I think we need a centre half. I think we need another creative player, so to speak, if we're going to play 3 behind a striker. And I also think we need another striker, I'll be honest with you. And I want to move the likes of Bodvarsson out. I would move the likes of Parrott out. I would send him back to Tottenham. No offense to Parrott, I just don't think you're going to do it here. So yeah, kind of a mid-run. I didn't want to run too much about this game today. I mean, it's a cup game. I'm positive about Wednesday or Tuesday, should I say. But, we'll have to just go again. And hopefully Mill will do that. And with a bit of luck, we can get a good result on Tuesday night. Thanks for watching. If you're new around here, be sure to subscribe. We're a podcast that is obviously out 3 or 4 times a week at the moment. We're out on Friday Night Lives as well, which we really enjoyed yesterday. So subscribe if you're new, leave a like, and also comment your thoughts on the game. A bit disjointed for me today, but, I think that probably sums up Mill's performance today. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.